Hi, this is Edison Guzman with Adria Gross today, and we are going to talk about your medical insurance claims and how to get them paid. Adria, how are you doing today?
I am doing wonderful, but I gotta tell you, what I see happening out there is not good at all. All of these cases that I'm seeing where they're denied, I have a couple cases which are right now in collections, and one of which didn't have any insurance at all. I'm collecting the material for the hospital, and we're going to see what we can do with it, but you have to be really careful, and I always recommend that people have some type of health insurance.
Right.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the health insurance, because I know that off camera we spoke a little bit about it, and I was really surprised that people don't read their policies. So can you tell me a little bit more about that, different types of insurances and what it is that people should look out for?
Right, you really have to read the policy. You have to see what you're covered for and what you're not covered for. And even on some of these catastrophic policies that were not being sold for a while, and now that they're being sold, the limitations are crazy. I mean, you might be limited on how many office visits you can have a year. You might not even be able to go to a doctor's office. You might not even be able to be covered at all. You know, even with the policies, I mean, can you go out of state? Does the doctor have to be in network? Do they have to be out of network? There's so many obstacles that you come across. So you really need to read the policy. What are you covered for? What are you not covered for? Who's on your plan, who's not on your plan. You know, even, I don't sell insurance, but I'm a licensed consultant besides a licensed broker. And I always tell people, take a look at that plan. Are your doctors on it, hospital, medications, are they going to cover you? And how much are they going to cover you for? You know, that's a really big issue. These are things that you should really think about before you purchase a policy.
Exactly. One of the things that I notice is that a lot of people go out there and they just buy based on price. So when you're buying everything just based on what's the cheapest insurance, I mean, yeah, you have to do your homework, but is that some of the cases that maybe some people are not getting the right insurance?
Well, there's a case that I have done work on where he looked at the policy and he saw the exclusions. But the thing is, what they're doing, and I've seen cases like, on a pre-existing condition, they usually says 12 to 24 months for pre-existing, and you'll find that on the catastrophic plans. You'll find that on the sharing plans, which there was an article written saying this is insurance when it's really not insurance. You know, it's just a sharing plan. And even though it might say on the policy, they'll go back 12 or 24 months or sometime in there. Let me tell you something. They look for those medical records. They will demand the medical records. I've had cases where the medical records were sent and they had to send them again, and sometimes even 3 times because they're claiming they're not getting it in the mail. So it's a really, really tough thing, and you need to be aware of this. You need to be aware of what you're purchasing, if there are any exclusions at all, what it's going to cover, what it's not going to cover, what hospitals. One of the things that I can tell people, that I say to people who are 65 and over, is when you are purchasing that policy, is it just direct Medicare with a supplement? Is it an Advantage plan? And what I find out with these Advantage plans is very often you can't go out of state. Very often, not all the hospitals, like in New York City with the Advantage plans, there's some hospitals that are not on that plan.
Right, so you have to be careful, especially if you have the people that go out of state because they want to go, let's say, to Florida for the winter and come back to New York in the summer.
Right.
That's a possibility of not having insurance when they're down there.
That's right.
Is that a thing?
That's right. That's pretty horrific.
Yes, it is. It makes me wonder a little bit now.
Yeah, and I've seen situations like that. But the one thing that I want people to know, and I mean this is this is just like awful. The Advantage plans will stop paying for hospitalization or nursing homes even before a Medicare, direct Medicare would.
Wow.
So, look, and the other thing that this is like, this, I just learned this a few weeks ago, it blew my mind. If you are on a Medicare Advantage plan, and now you say, okay, I'm ready to go to Medicare with a supplement, the majority of people who apply for that, they have no problem going over to Medicare. But when it comes to getting a supplement, they look at all your past history. And a lot of times you can't even get the supplements. So I highly recommend that if you're going to be turning 65, if you can afford that Medicare with a supplement, go for it. Because your coverage is going to be much better than having a Medicare Advantage plan. Now with the Medicare Advantage plans, you're going to save a lot of money, and some people get it for free. But if you can afford it, go for the Medicare with a supplement.
And that definitely helps you with the bills and everything else with the medical bills. So that's excellent. So I know you have a lot of different questions. I mean, a lot of different answers for a lot of these different things. Now, one thing that comes to mind is also the people who are below 65. When they are in business and they have insurance through their business, can they get different types of insurance, or what do you recommend for those individuals if they know that the insurance doesn't cover much?
You really need to be sure that, especially if you have a condition, that they're going to cover you for that condition. And again, that your doctors, hospitals, medication are covered on that policy. Because otherwise you're really up the creek. And you're going to have a lot of problems if something happens.
Right. So the bottom line is look at your coverage and see what you have.
Right.
Okay, awesome. Okay, Adrias, so if people have questions or they have denied medical claims, how can they get a hold of you?
Please call Adrias Gross at MedWise Insurance Advocacy. My phone number is 845-978-9493. 845-978-9493. Adrias Gross, Medicare Insurance Advocacy. Thank you so much.
Excellent. We will see you at the next video.